Welcome into another episode of the Indie Informer Plays. I'm the Indie Informer, and today I am playing Botany Manor. It's so, it is such a good day for it. It is so beautiful outside right now. I don't know where you are in the world. I hope it's as lovely a spring day as it is here, because I'm so glad I'm playing this. I'm just gonna walk through. We're gonna have a great time. Oh, I've got a couple of people in. Hello, Dr. Mono. You were, in fact, first. Congratulations. And Johnson, it's lovely to see you in the streams. I don't know if I have seen you pop up or not during these live interactions, but it's so good to see you. Hope everyone's having a good Friday so far. I think it's going to be an even better Friday with Botany Manor. Into is not really the right word, but you know what I mean. Dr. Mono says, in Minnesota, it's 30-something and windy. You see, Dr. Mono, that's why I lived in Minnesota for about 4 months and then moved back to my native California, because it is 70 degrees here. Which, by the way, I recently just came back from Ireland, which was a lot of fun and very beautiful. But trying to decide what 70 degrees is in Celsius was very difficult. I'm like, I know it's somewhere between 12 and 16, so somewhere in there, but that didn't quite get the message across that I was trying to send to people. It's so lovely back home, and we're currently in it was still lovely. It was rainy, as Ireland is, but it's certainly not 30 something. So yeah, I don't mess with the cold, but hopefully if it is cold where you are, Botany Manor is lovely enough to bring this springtime to you. I have played this game many times before it released. It did release, I believe, just last week, very soon, very recently. So if you have not played it, 7 degrees is 21. Dang it, 21. I thought the 20s were in the 90s. Someone let me know if I'm wrong, because I thought once you hit 20 it's getting real warm, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know how anything works. That's fine. But yeah, Botany Manor, I've played several times. I got to do a lot of previews and I was really excited for the game, and it got to be one of those games that I was so kind of nervous about, because I really wanted it to be fantastic, and I wanted it to be this lovely, meditative, dreamy experience full of love. I'm like, there's no way it can live up to the hype that I am building into my own brain about what this is going to be. And then I played it, and it was even better than I expected. It had narrative elements I didn't even know were going to be in there. It's all kind of folded in, so it is very much how much you want to explore, how much you want to put into the experience, whether or not you just want to walk around and enjoy a lovely day and have a good time. That's up to you. If you're the kind of person like me who likes to read every note that exists in anything, then you're going to get a lot out of this as well. And it is a puzzle game, and it's not very challenging as a puzzle game, but that's also kind of part of the nice relaxing, but it's enough to keep you going and to say, oh, okay, I feel pretty intelligent for having figured that out. The other thing that I really love about this game is that the creator started with the intention of kind of building a game around the fact that she loves going around these old manor houses in England and kind of walking through. So just having that experience, and she was able to fold that in really well as well. So the parts of the house, learning kind of the history of this house is also part of unfolding the puzzles. I have played this before on stream, I believe, and I played through the first chapter. So I'm going to actually, instead of doing my normal starting a new game, I'm actually going to do a chapter select. Before I do, though, I do want to do a quick shout out for my indie enthusiasts who help all of this become possible, and that those indie enthusiasts are Zachary Pliggy, Jawar Hello, and Justin S. Thank you all so much, and of course everybody in my chat right now. I'm happy to have you here. I hope you're going to enjoy this stream and have a good day. If you are listening, even if you're not listening live, just take a minute, listen to this beautiful game, look at the beautiful graphics, take a deep breath, okay? Like, loosen up all those muscles, like, let go. If you are one of those people like me that hold a lot of tension in your shoulders, just think about what you're doing with your shoulders right now and let them relax. Same thing with, like, your jaw. If you're clenching your jaw, you know, sit up a little straighter. Everybody just saw me, how hunched over I am most of the time. And just get into a nice, comfortable, relaxed position. Get a blanket around you if it's not too hot for that. Ann Johnson says, driving through Pennsylvania and it's 60 but rainy. Yeah, grab a blanket for this drive that you're going through. Don't get too distracted, but find something blankety. I hope that the drive is going well and you're enjoying yourself. I hope you're not watching this as you're driving, but just hear the music, hear the loveliness, and then when you have a chance, stop and look at the graphics. Friday Meditations with Jill is 100% what this particular stream is going to be about. I could do a whole guided meditation. Who needs to play a game? So yeah, let's go ahead and jump in, unless I've forgotten anything important, which chat, let me know if I have. If I have, I will chat to everybody while we're playing through the game. There are 5 chapters, and it does take about 5 hours to finish the game, which would suggest each chapter is about an hour, but the first chapter is like realistically 15 minutes, so some of them are meatier than others. But let's go to this will result in losing all progress in your current chapter. Yeah, that's fine. Just for you, chat. This is what I do for everybody watching the channel. Okay. So this is the manor house. We have just walked in from the gardens, which I want to give everybody the beautiful view. I'm sorry that I know... And Johnson, you cannot see this right now, but it is... The water in the fountain in front of us is just sparkling, and it's rippling enough to know it's water, but it's very tranquil. Sky is a nice blue with sun and big fluffy white clouds and things in the distance to kind of grab our attention. And we have this absolutely beautiful, obviously built, it's got crenellations and some kind of older styles with some sort of newer styles. So the building itself is fairly old, but we are playing in the 19th century is when the game is set. So this is our house. We are playing as Arabella Green, and she is the heiress of Botany Manor, and she has just returned home to do some botany research to fill out her botany book. So The Forgotten Flora, a herbarium by Arabella Green. This is what we are trying to complete. So far, we just have a potential offer for a publishing house if anything good comes from our book. So far, I have some maps, and I think my map is probably more filled out than most people's will be at this stage. And we have already researched and figured out how a windmill wort blooms and how we might save the planet with it. Because it is such a cool little plant. It actually is a windmill, and it cleans and purifies the air as we are growing it. So we've done it. Survivors of adversity. Our first flower in this chapter is going to be the Fulgaria, and we'll figure out what that means in a second. We have this nice little soil and seed area, and this is the plant room, which you can come down and put all the plants in later, which is a lot of fun. Letter from sister. The Hopgood household, July 1890. Dearest Arabella, I hope this letter finds you well as you set off for London on your important trip. The thought of you in the bustling city working on your ambitions both excites and worries me. Time has indeed passed, and yet your determination for your field remains inspiring to me. I never imagined all those years ago that we would be writing to each other in our 5th decade about such endeavors. I look forward to hearing about your progress, and of course, let me know how I can be of assistance to you on your return. Your loving sister, Elizabeth. Okay, so we know we have a sister. Her name is Elizabeth, and we have a close relationship with her. So we've also just recently returned from London for special important things. Look at this. This is one of my favorite things. There's really no explanation for the ducks, but you do get achievements for picking them up and checking them out, and there are several throughout each level. So one of my biggest things whenever I walk into a new space is like, okay, where's the duck? So we'll see if we can find all the ducks that we encountered today. For our purposes, I think that they have just reset this whole level, so I can't accidentally like ruin anything or spoil anything or go ahead. We have another letter just waiting for us in the house. It says, Lady Arabella Green, I am pleased to let you know that your family tree is complete, carefully tracing your history, the history of your lineage. As per your request, I have altered the customary presentation, now displaying the maiden names of the ladies in your family rather than their current names acquired through marriage. Should you require any further adjustments or have additional inquiries, I remain at your service. Yours, Robert Hinchley, genealogist. And just above that letter, we do indeed have this very lovely family tree that there's Elizabeth Ann Green. So that's our sister. And she is married to Hopgood, which is why the letter said the Hopgood family. And I am here, Arabella Mary Green. So I am the older sister. I remain unmarried, it seems, and I'm not dead. That's good. And I do have a niece, it looks like. Elizabeth has a daughter, Florence Mary Hopgood. And that looks like my only... I don't have any brothers, just one sister. And we go up back to 1700s to John Green is the first person in this family tree. Who knows if that will come in handy later? We'll see. I love that everything in here, this is just a personal thing for me. Every seating area, you can actually sit and just kind of look around and check out like how much I would love to live in this place. And I sort of imagine, like, what if I just sat here and like read for an afternoon? This would be absolutely perfect for me. We also have in this room a very dead tree. Like, it's a really cool thing to have a tree in your like front entryway. But this one doesn't look very good. It's got some lesions on it, but it's got one of these little terracotta saucers used for planting pots. So I'm guessing we're going to use that in the future. Oh, we have a visitor. Little Noodles has come by and decided to knock.
Y'all! Look at the confetti!
The confetti! I don't know if that was good for the the meditation vibes, but I'm very excited that Gamerheads Podcast has just resubscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed 5 months and currently on a 3-month streak. Hello, Roger. Welcome in. I hope that you are able to enjoy and listen to this very relaxing, lovely springtime game afternoon stream that we are having. So I'm going to head in and check this out. What are you? The Great Western Railway. So we went to Paddington. Very cute. First class, because we are classy like that. The elderly discount was applied. Rude. Okay, so we just got back. Those are my trunks. They're dirty. I've literally just gotten back from London. Oh no, my cat has discovered the keyboard over here, and she likes to chew off the arrow keys. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that while I walk through. Who are you? Arabella's parents. Okay. They look like a striking pair. Gamerhead Podcast says hello. Roger says hello. And N. Johnson says glad to have you in. Everybody's happy to see each other. And since Roger reminded me, do think about throwing in your Amazon Prime subs if you have them. My channel will take them, and you can be subscribed to the channel and make sure you get all of the special emotes that go along with that. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of need for an off with your head in this particular podcast stream, but maybe there's something nice in there. I think I have a couple of nice ones. And we found our first seed bag, so that's kind of important for helping to grow this Bulgaria that we were going to find. We don't have any of the clues yet, but it does say, I came across the Bulgaria when I was caught in a terrible thunderstorm. I'm interested to learn more about its growth requirements. There you go, Roger. Roger has thrown out the Rufus with sunglasses, so I'm a cool cat. Okay, we've got a blurry photo of a plant. Purchased a new camera and flash lamp to document my flowers. This picture looks a little blurry, though. I'll have to investigate the camera settings. That could be important. We've got a very dark photograph, and we have a Goldilocks, just right kind of photograph. So I assume that it's me who is taking these pictures. Hopefully. It's not like there's someone living in my house. Oh, there's a door that unlocked. I'm also intrigued to go up that staircase, but now that I've opened a door, I have to walk through it. Oh, I just moved a flask. Okay. I've got a bunch of ingredients, some of which I don't think any of these are poisonous. So we're not poisoning anybody. Don't worry about it. Chemical disposal. I know where my mind is going, but I'm trying to really make this like a nice, wholesome. I would like for like Jenny Wyndham to drop into the stream and just be happy and enjoy and be proud of me for all of my comfortable, wholesome vibes instead of making everything off with their head. We'll see if we get through the stream with that. The Art of Painting, Oil and Fresco. That seems like the kind of book I'd want to sit and read. I'm going to pretend that that's like a cookie. Looking out into my patio. I wonder if I haven't actually sat in everything, but that would be a really fun achievement if you're like, you sat in every room in the house. Entering into a new room, I now have a dining room, which is set for like 50 people. Obviously, I like to party. And it's just, the house is actually kind of filled with plants and things as well, which is really nice. Like, it is just a beautiful house. I wonder how much it's built off of a realistic manor house somewhere. Botanical Folk Tales, a folklore book. Some ancient Celtic tribes practiced a coming-of-age ritual. This means that when someone was considered old enough, it was time to prove themselves worthy of staying in the tribe. One of these rituals involved picking a flower in the woods. Though not just any flower, of course, the gatherer had to find a vulgaria, for this flower is known only to bloom during thunderstorms. Keeping a cool head while lightning flashes were striking left and right of you was considered the ultimate test of courage. That sounds like it's going to be a hint as to how to make our flower bloom. Let's head in. Look at this very lovely little parlor. I want to sit here and drink tea, you guys. This would be great. A photograph of me and my sister. What are we doing? We're reading a book. She's looking over my shoulder, or I'm looking over her shoulder. Either way, it doesn't seem like a comfortable way to read a book, but if that's what you got to do. Just beautiful. Look at this tea set. It's got a flower on it. Sunglasses? What? Spectacles. Because I'm getting older. Maybe I need the spectacles. Your new Lumen photographic flash lamp. Instructions. Fill the container with flash powder. Close the container. Press the button connected to the camera and the Lumen flash lamp. Witness a bright flash. I mean, I feel like the last one should say the bright flash and take a picture. Like, it takes a wonderful picture. Like, this isn't a great advertisement, but that's fine. That's fine. Look at this. I see this and I know what this texture feels like. Do y'all know what I'm saying? Like, have you seen? I feel like my parents used to have chairs exactly like this. It's just like I can feel this just through the texture. What the texture looks like, I should say. Okay, let's head over here. What do we got? Okay, there's our button. Doesn't do anything because we don't have any of our flash stuff in it. So we're gonna have to follow those instructions on what to do. That's a glass plate. Useful. Okay, and there's a little saucer here for a potted plant. So we're gonna have to put a plant there. Ooh, collect the key to the back terrace. That's fun. We will use that later, but I currently have some clues for this, I believe. So let's do the photographs that we saw. The too dark, too bright, just right. The folklore book, obviously. And the flash lamp manual. We're still looking for 2 clues then. Oh, those look good. It's not a long game. I think it takes about 5 hours to finish. I said at the top of the stream, but with someone like me who just stops and looks at everything, it can take a little longer. Okay. So how do we know? Oh no, oops. Get rid of it. Chemical disposal. That's what that's for. Okay, good job, team. We accidentally put some chemicals in that we didn't mean to. Did I miss something in this room? I did. Lady Arabella. These past weeks I have been seeing a lot of bright flashes coming from the back room of your house. It scares my cows immensely, as they think the storm must be coming. My milk production has taken a hit because of this, and if you enjoy fresh milk in your morning cup of tea, I would advise you to keep the flashes to a minimum. Farmer Charles. Sorry, Charles. That's my bad. Also, I don't like milk in my morning cup of tea. I like my tea straight up. I don't like sugar in it. This was also a problem when I went to Ireland because that was a very confusing thing for them. And they're just looking at me like, you just want water with tea in it. I'm like, yes, I want tea. Empty flash powder. Watson's flash powder. Made in Bath by that guy. Warning, highly combustible. Bottle contains 75 G's of flash powder. Chemical composition, potassium and magnesium, a 2-to-1 ratio. So we have the clue that we need to make our flash powder. We're going to need 2 potassium, 1 magnesium. They drink something other than Guinness in Ireland. Yeah, Roger, the funny thing about it is I had a series that started like maybe the first day of being there, and we were there for a while, where every single time we sat down for any kind of meal, I would order tea because it's a civilized country where no matter where you go, you can order tea. You go to a bar, you go to a pub, you go to a restaurant, anywhere. They're like, I would be like, do you guys have tea? And they're like, of course. I'm offended you would even ask. So I would get tea, and my partner would usually get a pint of Guinness. So it was just a series of photographs of my tea, like, beverage and his adult beverage, which I always found very funny. But it was a fantastic visit just for that. Like, anywhere you go, you could just order tea. I'm like, this is perfect. Why can't we have that in America? Okay, everyone. Do we remember the ratio? I do remember it was potassium and magnesium. They are right here. I think it was 2 potassium and 1 magnesium. So that's what I'm going to do. But if anybody is like, no, that's backwards, do it the other way, let me know. Also, I wonder if I could put everything together and just make it explode. Not the intention of the game, but okay. So we have 1 potassium, 2 potassium, 1 magnesium. Okay, and I'm looking at my bottle. I've got that measurement system in there. No, Roger, we're not off with their head. We're not trying to poison or explode anybody today. This is the relaxing stream. Everybody take a deep breath. Like, move your head back to back. Release the tension in your back. Shake it out. Shake your muscles out a little bit. I am now carrying the flask over to the flash pan. Let's see if this works. Okay. It's in. I'm going to put this flask down somewhere nice. This is also a really cool thing that I appreciated in one of my previews. Like, you can pick up anything that you can pick up, you can put down anywhere that you want. And I'm like, it sounds like such a little thing, but it is a really difficult thing to like actually make work and not break the game, especially if you're a small developer like that. I'll be excited to catch the rest of the stream later. Hope everyone has a good rest of their night and good weekend. We hope that you also have a good weekend in Johnson and that you are enjoying your drive, and hopefully it's not too long a drive and you get to just relax over the weekend. Okay, so we have our flash powder. I think the instructions were over here. The only thing, and Janet brought this up when we talked about Botany Manor, I believe it was last week. The only thing I would really like for this game is if I could click on these and it would actually show me what was included in there, but for the purposes of the game I actually have to go back to the physical object and look. So my instructions: fill the container with powder, close the container, press the button, and that's all I need to make the button work. Okay, so we currently have it filled. The powder is in there, the thing is closed, but we need to make sure we have something here before we get too excited. So let's go back down and grab our plant. We found the seeds earlier. Now I just need to, and I have a run. I have a run button. It's not that necessary most of the time, but okay. First, we start with soil. Very important. You don't want to just put your plant in. We did pick up a seed for Bulgaria, so let's put that in there. Look how happy it is. It's sitting right on top, and it's been labeled. Put a little water in there just so it becomes a little sprig. And let's take this with us. So, yeah, I was saying earlier, like, I could literally put this down anywhere I want. If I am trying to manipulate something else and this becomes unruly, I'll just put it there for a bit. And it's a really cool system. It's a difficult thing for a person who is a solo developer, essentially, to completely make work. So I appreciate the work that went into that. Okay, here is our flower. We know that it blooms in adversity, in thunderstorms with the flashes. We have our flash powder set and ready to go. We think that it is the correct composition. When we push this button, the flash should go off, and hopefully we'll have a flower. So let's do it. There it is. The Fulgaria only grows during thunderstorms, where the flashes of lightning provide the bright light the flower needs to bloom. Because of its dangerous growing conditions, not many people have witnessed its beauty. I haven't filled out all the clues, so let me just throw in the letter from the farmer in the flash power bottle, and there we go. That is a page of our herbarium completely done. And for anybody who didn't catch the beginning of the stream, the whole point of this game is to fill this herbarium out and send it out to the publisher, who will hopefully publish it, and we will become world famous herbologists. or just, you know, help people understand these not very well known plants. Okay, so we're on chapter 2 because I played chapter 1 through on another stream. So we've just figured that out. Now our next goal is to figure out this ash plume. And I did get a key to the back terrace. So let's see where that is. And I can bring this little guy with me, and I'm going to, because I don't want him to stay all alone. I want this plant to be around other plants. So you might remember that there was in the beginning a nice little plant room. So I'm going to put it here, right here in the sun, so it can be happy and full of light. Some of the plants are not so happy with light, so I'm going to try to remember to keep that in mind. Let's go up these stairs really fast. Also, look at the little details. There's like some soil here that's dropped off. There's little plants. There's books. Like, they've really thought about someone who would be living in a house who likes plants. Currently, the library hall is locked. Oh, there's a little walkway here. This tree is still very dead, and it is blocked. It has blocked off this particular door, so we can't get through that door until we figure out what is killing the tree. So let's go back downstairs. Also, like, there is an element of just really walking through the beauty of this world that I cannot stress enough. Like, it is not something that perhaps comes across during the stream. Travel by train to Dartmoor all the year round. Welcome to breathtaking sights. I kind of want this to be one of their merch things. Like, I would buy this for Botany Manor. Hound Tour, Wistman's Wood, Becky Falls, the Dartmoor line. Pyrophiles, which means things that like fire. Fire has the potential to be among the most devastating forces of nature. Despite this, humans have developed the ability to invent, wield, and attempt to manage it. Meanwhile, certain species in the plant kingdom have evolved to adapt and flourish in the face of fire. In the areas where forest fires occur frequently, pyrophiles have learned to rely on fire as a crucial part of their life cycle. Facts about pyrophiles. Their seeds typically possess tough shells. Some pyrophiles only bloom when surrounded by smoke aromas from their natural habitat. I sense a clue here. And then we've got some pictures. Okay, this is going to be an important book. We'll keep that in mind. California is actually, you might have heard, if you don't live here, about the fire season as a bad thing. But California's fire season is very important for our ecological system. It is the way that a lot of the redwoods spread and grow, just so you know. So it's important for us to have it, but we hope it doesn't, burn down everybody's houses. Okay, we have a lovely locked door here. Nice little oranges. There's an opening, and there's a key just inside. And the first time I saw this, I was like, I could reach in. There's enough space. I could get my hand in there and grab that key. But no, the game will not let you do that. But look at this countryside, beautiful ocean. There's some, I guess it looks like sheep, perhaps. I'm going to guess they're sheep. And of course, other little manor houses, beautiful sky. Let's see what's going on down here. We have another place to plant, but we don't have any more seeds. So let's just explore for a bit. Man, what a tea set. Can you imagine just sitting here and enjoying the lovely weather? There's an orange tree here, so it probably smells like orange blossom. Pouring yourself a nice cup of tea out of the immediate direct sunlight. Just, again, for me, all of these include having a book. Look at this. Someone was having a sandwich and a little cup of something a little stronger than tea, perhaps. Oh man, I would love to exist in this world right now. What were you reading? Flowering Plants of Great Britain. Okay, that seems like that's a pretty on-theme book to have read. Let's sit here for a second. Oh yeah, lovely day, beautiful weather. Can I be Arabella Green? Can I have a manor house somewhere in the countryside of England? Tell me this wouldn't be an amazing place to live. I know originally the developer talked about you just being a visitor to the grounds because they didn't want to make this person kind of high class. But they realized very quickly that the game's narrative didn't make sense unless you owned the house. I would hate to have to clean that house. Here's the thing, Roger. If you're the kind of person who owns this house, you are not cleaning the house. You've got people cleaning your house. And I would be fine with that. What do we got? Seed log. Summary of some of the seeds I've gathered this year and the location I found them at. The cow parsley, poppy, buttercups, and ash plume, which is where this is the thing we're on. So the ash plume we found at Wistman's Wood. That's going to become important later. So we'll keep that in mind. Ash plume, Wistman's Wood. I would be okay with that if someone else was cleaning this house. Also, you could have an entire wing for podcasting. Yes, this is the podcasting wing. I'm down for that. Oh, and here are our seeds for the ash plume. This might be a tough case to crack. Do we have any clues? We do. Our current clues include the Dartmoor poster, the book about the fire-loving plants, and the seed log. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more clues to find that they think is going to help us unlock the case of how to make this grow. Man, just so beautiful. This is such a pretty game. Okay, this is a Roger game. Yeah, Roger, 100%. You should be playing this game if you have not. What's going on in here? The formal garden. All the rest of these are just informal trash. Who knows what beauty lies in here? But we can't. Let us in. Let us in. It's like my reaction to Hades 2 and not having anything to play while everyone else is having a great time. Let's see here. A letter from Grace from Rosewood House. My dear friend Arabella, a friend of mine visited the Americas and brought back a pair of fabulous gray squirrels. Can you imagine that actually being something you said to someone? Oh, my friend went to the Americas and brought back some gray squirrels. They are the latest trend in garden decoration. They're literally animals, not decoration, but, you know, rich people. All of my neighbors have sent for them as well. This was a great investment. The 2 squirrels have now started a big family. My garden is full of the darling little creatures. One thing I did notice is that they haven't seen a red squirrel in my garden for some time now. How odd. You must visit soon and see the squirrels for yourself. Ever yours, Grace. So yeah, we've got a bunch of gray squirrels going around kicking out the red squirrels. You know, that's how this usually works. Squirrel racism, you hate to see it. See, Jenny, if Jenny jumped in to the stream at that moment, do you know how, like, disappointed she would be in me? That there's so much lovely, wholesome energy, and I've just started talking about squirrel racism. It's a problem. I'm gonna be... Okay, let's reset. Let's reset. Everyone take a breath. Deep breath. Enjoy the sounds of the chirping. Enjoy the light music. Enjoy the views, the panoramic views of this lovely country manor. Hey, we found a key to the kitchen. So that's going to come in handy. What are you? Hazel Patterson, kitchen notes. Thursday, Jimmy broke another mortar. That boy really needs to learn how to grind spices without breaking down my kitchen. If you are grinding spices to the point where you break a mortar, like, those are chunky, those are hefty, like, usually rock made things. To break one is a great feat. Lady Arabella may not be best pleased with me asking for a new one. The last mortar took years to be sorted. She's so scatterbrained, always off on her fancy research trips. So this is a worker, someone who works in the manor, in the kitchen. So I'm assuming like a cook or something. And here she is talking trash about me in her kitchen notes. So she is saying that, like, rich fancy me, I'm always so scatterbrained and I care about my research and my plants more than I care about actually making sure that the kitchen works well. And then there's a shopping list for flour, eggs, milk, leeks, potatoes, carrots. I like all those things. It's a good list. But we just learned from, what was his name? Farmer something. James? Farmer Bob? Sorry, I already forgot his name. That we get milk from his cows. So do we really need to go shopping for more? Or is this a deeper narrative? Okay, everybody, get ready. This is really what's happening in this game. Are you prepared? We have to now go out to get milk and buy it at a store because we didn't care about the farmer's note asking us not to scare his cows. All of his cows dried up. They have no more milk. He is destitute. He's out living in... Dang it. I've done it again. Sorry, Jenny. I can hear her disappointment. I feel it sitting on my chest. I'm sure the farmer's fine. The farmer's fine. No, Roger. No, off with their heads. You can't encourage me in this kind of behavior. The farmer's fine. We're doing great. He's probably right out there. There he is with all of his cows, doing absolutely lovely, even those look kind of like sheep. We're going to think that some of them are cows, and everything is fine. I thought that was the next logical step, sorry. No, Roger, you're not wrong, you know? Okay, we have a door that's locked from the other side. So what do we have? We do have the actual plant for this, so let's go plant it. Add another clue in here. Oh, were none of those clues? Hold on. Never mind. I'm running. I do have a running button, which is nice. Like, it is, thematically, it does feel proper to just walk. But I'm just going to say that I get really excited sometimes and I need to run up the stairs. She runs pretty fast for someone who qualifies for an elderly discount. Okay. Scoop soil. Plant the ash bloom. Water. Uh-oh. So it has refused to germinate. So obviously we're going to need to do something else with that. We have access to the kitchen, so I'm just going to leave this little guy here for a bit. Let's head up into the kitchen and see what might... see, this is the puzzle part. We are trying to puzzle out how to make this grow so that we can fill out our life's work. Here's the kitchen. Hopefully we find that there's a new mortar in there and I haven't been so scatterbrained that we see it and I go, nope, that wasn't a thing. Oh, this is fun. Look at all of this. I don't know what's in there, but I would love for my pantry to look like this. These are baking pans. How cool. They still look like this too. What am I looking at? Okay, there's lots of bottles with weights on them and a scale. So that's important. There is a religious symbol here. Mysterious symbol. Okay, can't do anything with that just yet. Can't do anything with these just yet. Nice little palette. Beautiful. Like the way that the sun is rendered in this game. A+. Chef's kiss. I played this game at one point at GDC when San Francisco was having the like atmospheric storms and it was pouring rain and you just walked in from like a gray horrendous rain storm and walked into this scenario and it was just like lovely plants and flowers and sun. Like, this is a really great way to appreciate this game. What's going on here? Gifted by one Nicholas Owen. Blessed is this kitchen. It's got a little lamb. Got a little lamb religious symbol as well. Blessed is this kitchen by the grace and holy light. May all those who enter find comfort and respite. Look at that, you guys, it rhymed. Blessing is the hearth with laughter and with cheer. May the love shared here be held forever dear. To those who serve the Lord, who seek their sanctuary, remember the year of construction, for this, friends, is the key. There you go, that's a clue. Remember the year of construction. Okay, keep that in the back burner. I don't know if that's going to help us currently with our plant, but keep that in mind. What do we have here? We've got some carrots. We have Hazel's priceless recipes. So Hazel from the last book is the cook in this house. For the home, farm, workshop, and every department of human endeavor. Roasted chestnuts. This is a simple recipe, perfect to warm those cold winter nights. You can use any edible chestnuts. They are easily forged. The main difficulty with chestnuts is that they have a tough shell, but luckily, they're easy to crack open with the help of fire. Simply place the nuts in a pan above the fire and wait until you hear a pop. This means that your chestnuts are nicely roasted and ready to eat. Okay, that's all the recipes. She's got an entire priceless recipes book, and the only thing in it is roasted chestnuts. So obviously this kitchen is some sort of front, and we're gonna get to the bottom of it. But of course the wording here is telling. It says it's a tough shell and easy to crack open, and of course our herbarium says about the ash plume that this might be a tough case to crack. So that gives me an idea. Let's head over. We left our plant back in this little courtyard area, so let's grab him. Okay, Ash, you're coming with us. It looks kind of like a chestnut too, actually. And you know, if this happens to burn the poor little guy to cinders, you know, that's fine. We've got a whole bag of seeds. There we go. Oh, he's wiggling. There it goes. Now we have a little sprout of a plant. I'll leave you here for a second. Kindling. University College, June 1853. Dear Lady. Also rude. He knows what our name is. We received your letter applying to study botany at our College of Natural Sciences along with your enclosed drawings. We do not at present and have never admitted women to study at the college. Botany is a serious science conducted in laboratories and lecture halls. By all means, continue to pursue your hobby tending to your garden and domestic space where it may be appreciated. Positions at the college are reserved for serious scholars whose studies will go on to be well utilized in a career in botanical experimentation. Therefore, with all politeness, fuck off. We that was mine. I added that. We do not offer these valuable positions to amateurs that should otherwise be taken up by genuine academics. Signed, Professor John Sexist McSexerson. This letter is in kindling box for a very good reason, because this sucks. So you can kind of get to understand that is the first hint of this game's deeper narrative, which runs throughout, and it has a very satisfying ending to it, and I don't want to ruin that. But as you can tell, we're currently in 1890 was the letter that was the date of the letter that was given to us by our sister. So this happened several decades ago. I don't know why we still have this letter or why it's come up in kindling, but obviously as a young woman, we were attempting to get into the college to study botany as a profession, as like a serious academic pursuit. And this guy right here, I don't even want to remember his name, so-called professor, said, hey, go have fun in your little garden, but don't play around with the serious academics. Which might have a lot to do with the fact that we are now trying to get a herbarium published by what is the people? The Mayflower Publishing House. So that is currently what we are trying to do. Roger says, off with their head, ? I'm like, there's no question about it. Some heads need to roll for that one. But in order to prove that guy wrong, we need to make sure that our very serious study on the forgotten flora gets published and out there in the world. So we need to make sure this ash bloom is in fact going to bloom and we can write about it. And there's our mortar right there. He literally chipped off like 50% of it. Like, what were you doing with this thing? Society of Historians. Monthly lecture open to all society members. The history of Dartmoor. Given by a resident natural history professor. Professors will be present. How the moor was once covered in majestic forests and woods. How early settlers came to the area and cleared most of the trees for pasture, using fire as their method of choice. It promises to be a fascinating story of how the moorland we know and love today came into existence. Okay, so obviously that's going to be important. I'm going to leave my seed here for a bit. I'm going to sit in this chair. Just imagine Hazel sitting here having some of her tea, watching this dumb kitchen help over here just break this giant stone thing. So now the fire was lit under the seed to open it up. Now a fire is lit under us. We are going to prove this guy wrong. We are going to make sure that this is the best plant-based book anyone's ever seen. And of course, we've found our second duck. This one's the porcelain duck. He's so cute. Okay, we've got two things to check out here. Let's see what this is. The ancient oaks stand tall in Wistman's wood, covered in moss. They withstood the test of time, though none can tell the sorrows that did befall those trees in Wistman's wood. That is one of our clues, so let's add that in. Dartmoor lecture, poem. We only have one clue left. To someone special, a romantic card. Dearest Hazel. Hazel's getting some action. Good for you, Hazel. I picked you some roses from the garden to cheer you up. When you're done with your work in the kitchen, would you like to meet me for a cup of tea in the back garden? The pond is lovely this time of year. Warm regards, Mr. Bennett. Her name is not Hazel Bennett from what I just saw, but Mr. Bennett is like our house caretaker. I know there's a name for it, and I'm blanking it, but like this is another person who works in the house. So we have uncovered their romance, and that seems like he's very nice. He got her some of these flowers. Let's head upstairs. What's going on up here? Doesn't that make you feel a little better after the like angry letter from before? It's like, oh yay, Hazel's getting it done. Okay, we have some carrots. We have some different logs of different varieties. Oak, maple, cherry, birch. What's going on over here? Okay. Home smoking and curing. Using the home smokery. The type of wood to use in your smokery is of great importance, though which one to pick depends entirely on your personal tastes and preferences. Burning wood from different types of trees produce different smoke aromas. This is due to different chemical compositions in each type of smoke and has great impact on the flavor of your smoked meat. I said meat, but it says food. So in summary, choose your wood logs with care. Okay, so this is a smoker. Nice little old school. You get some meat in here. Smoked food, it looks very much just like meat. I'm not sure why they're making that distinction, but I bet you it smells really good in here, y'all. But also there is a place to put a plant here, so that's obviously what we need for our plant. And I think that would have been the last clue. The smoking book. So we now have every clue. Roger, you can't encourage these bad behaviors. What would Jenny think of us? We have every clue that we need to get the ash plume to blossom. So let's go grab it. We know that we need to put it in the smoker in order to make it bloom. That's pretty obvious. So let's go and put it up there. Okay, and it looks like we're going to need to know what type of wood to put in there. And we know that the ash plume, because we checked it out in the seed log all the way back in the rose garden. Remember, I was like, hey, remember ash plume Westman woods? That was important to learn. I mean, again, you can't click on any of these, which I would love to be able to just click on these and have the thing pop up. But in our seed log, it did say the Westman wood is where the ash plume comes from. And then it says the Westman wood's ancient oak trees stand tall. So oak logs are the first one there. We've got maple, cherry, and birch. But we need oak. We need oak because we know that other things in that area, they started burning, and let's do that. Okay, here we go. We did it, everybody. Oh, Roger says he was talking about the smokehouse. Sure, Roger. The ash plume is a pyrophile. Evolved to survive harsh forest fires, its seed cracked open with extreme heat, and afterwards, the oak smoke from its habitat indicates it's safe to bloom. So we have our... There's a gatehouse delivery. So now we need to head back to the gatehouse and see what's going on. Let's see if I remember my way back. Okay. From the desk of Arabella Green, I'm currently busy researching. Please leave all deliveries in the gatehouse and ring the bell. We have a new delivery. It says, J. Babbage and Company, ironmonger and proprietor of household tools. Dear Lady Green, we are pleased to deliver a new key for your orchard gate. We hope you are enjoying the gate. Don't hesitate to visit us again should you need further metalwork or decoration from the manor. Sincerely, John Babbage. And here's our key. Okay, so we're done with chapter 2, and we have the orchard key, so I'm going to walk us on over to the orchard. Everyone just take a moment to appreciate the absolute beauty of this house. And I believe the orchard is right here. Peculiar petals. And this is, we have 2 new plants added to our herbarium. This is the orchard area. It's got a nice tower overlooking it. Lovely place to eat and enjoy each other's company. Something is shining in there. We've got some things over there as well. And there's a little door back here. Our planting area that we are very used to. And a nice little place to sit. So everybody, with that, I do not want to ruin everything that's going on in this game for everybody. It is a lovely puzzle game, and it should give you a happy, lovely time. Sit on a seat for 1 minute or more. That's a good achievement for the end of this stream, I think, everybody. So I hope you're having a lovely Friday or whatever day it is you are watching this. If you weren't before, I hope that it is lovely now with this absolutely just pure joy of a game. I hope that you go out and play it and enjoy it, and you solve all of the puzzles and you help defeat sexism, essentially. If you're not playing this game, you're not helping to defeat sexism. But yeah, have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Thank you.